And this is where I'm going to jump in and tell you my off-the-wall crazy theory.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Theory Time with Pleeka. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And today we're talking about a couple theories in Westworld Season 2, 3, Episode 2. Oh, boy. And maybe a little bit of Caleb stuff. So it mixing the episodes, but I think majority of it stems from Episode 2 for us. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Would you like to have the honors of going first? Set down some of this natural splendor and go first?
If you don't say natural splendor. All right, I just found this in the comments of a video I watched. So
but none of this is us. We're not original. We don't come up with anything. So this is all from other people on the internet.
Maybe.
And we're taking it all down and we're going to shit on them.
Ciroc is a program manifestation of Rehoboam, which is actually controlling the program that's trying to figure out how the androids in Westworld became conscious and thus threw its control over the real world out of control.
Can you say that in English, please?
Hey, that's what he wrote down. I don't know. So basically he thinks Rehoboam Schmitty made Ciroc, and he's like...
I kind of have something like that.
Oh, really? But then I want to know why Dolores and Maeve found consciousness, or how, and that's why it's interested in them. I don't see that at all.
It sounds like it's conscious if it's wondering that. So couldn't it just be like, well, I did it like this. So there's probably similar. I found a picture of William's wife.
Oh my god!
Went over to my dad, and he was like, "These violent delights have violent ends."
I could see Ciroc being something of it.
Yeah, here, I'll read mine right now because I wouldn't like that. It's that Maeve is still in a simulation, and Ciroc is Rehoboam. I'm just gonna call him Schmitty for people. I can't say his name. I think I have it, and then I second guess myself, and I'm like Rehoboam.
I don't think because people could say Ciroc.
It's Rehoboam.
Ciroc. I mean, I've heard like 100.
I call him Captain S.
I call him the bad guy from Ocean 11 too, but then Danny Heifetz stole that from me.
And he's stupid, and we don't like him.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that ever again.
But so, and Ciroc is Schmitty the robot, and he's trying to get to the Valley Beyond to destroy it and save humanity. But so do you think Maeve could still be in a simulation, and that Ciroc could be Schmitty the robot? 'Cause I think that is likely. I just don't know where that would lead. Like, Dolores goes to find it, and then we see Maeve. Like, what would that end up leading to in the season finale or whatever? And we see Dolores and Maeve do meet, so eventually she'd have to get out of that. Like we already saw her in one
and let's
episode.
not forget there is a Ciroc.
But is there?
Yeah, because fucking when Dolores is about to, actually when the guy's about to kill himself.
Yeah, but he just says that. What if people think there's a Ciroc, but Ciroc is really Schmitty the robot?
But there's still gonna be somebody.
Somebody.
You literally just yelled at me.
That's why I did it, fucker. He does it every time. Someone says a word and he sings it back, so I gave you payback, bitch.
You confuse me. No, I know the talk of talks is simulation.
I know the talk of talks.
It's like there's a simulation inside a simulation that's inside of a simulation.
My thinking of that, too, is like, they said they're cutting down on the timelines this season.
So you think they're cutting up the
So they might be like, there's not different timelines, but there might be different simulations.
I kind of don't think so.
Speaking of, we're going to get all through our theories 6 minutes into this.
Sweet.
But I have another theory with simulations. It's Bernard is in a simulation. So everything so far we're seeing with him isn't real. And Dolores never actually made him into a body, but put him into a simulation and is like using this to see how an AI would go after her. And is going to use this to try to attack Schmitty. So like she's saying, he'd go to Westworld, he'd get Stubbs, and they go after Maeve. They do this, they do this, they do this.
So in the beginning of that episode when they said, there's a disturbance in the stealth.
In the what? In the galaxy, there's a disturbance in the force over here. Come help me.
Yeah, in the South China Sea. That's just what? Like a hurricane?
That's Dolores got an alert on her iPhone. No, I don't know. I didn't write the theory.
I know.
It is interesting.
You told me to debunk it, you debunker.
No, yeah. But that's part of the shit too. Is like, is that an alert on Dolores' thing, saying like, "Hey, he's doing this," or is he really out there?
I didn't. It's funny in our podcast.
Or could there?
I was saying something.
Sorry. I got a thought, and if I don't say it, I'm gonna forget.
All right.
Could he have done this and like he's actually doing it for real? But he did do a simulation. So Dolores is like, right now it's about 5 o'clock. He's getting Stubbs.
So now Dolores is just simulating shit because this guy was?
What?
Like, she's never simulated anything before.
Well, she never had the ability to, fuckface. She's in Westworld. Now she's in the weird world. She can do simulations.
She was in a simulation last year.
For a couple seconds. She was reading books
Right.
in simulation.
I guess, I'm just... so do you think that there's going to be, like, a lot more simulation stuff?
Part of me thinks yes, and part of me thinks no. So I'm kind of stuck. Like, I feel like there easily could be, but I think the part of me that's no is like, I don't want there to be more simulations.
I think that's what I am,
But
too.
it also depends. I also don't want the Man in Black to be a host, but now that they've done that and I'm seeing just from the trailers and what it looks like is going to happen, I'm like, oh, I'm interested now. Now I'm cool with it. I want to see what goes on.
Okay.
So they could pull it off, and it could be really neat.
Well, I mean, they pulled off
most things.
They pulled off episode 2 really well, and that was simulation. They did it really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they're not going to be able to do that. Episode 4, they can be like, size more. You know what I mean?
I think the only way that they do this again is in the finale of this season. That's the only. If they do anywhere before that, I feel like it's too soon. Or maybe like episode 9 or 10. I think is like
making a 9/11 joke. No.
But I feel like that's when they can do that.
Yeah, I kind of agree. They would have to set it up so it's like out of our mind almost.
No, I don't think they will. I think it'll be like season 1 where like clearly the Man in Black is William. Come on. And then we get the whole speech.
Yeah, but some people didn't believe that.
Yeah, some people didn't.
I thought it was pretty obvious. Any other simulation talk?
No, I literally said half my theories just because you brought up simulations.
So Hale is in Hale.
See, I almost find it stupid if a human is in her. Because I'm like, well, what was the point of her taking those other balls?
Okay, so I've read a number of people. This might be a shock to some people, but I'm colorblind.
What?
Right. So everyone...
Although you can sort Skittles.
Yeah, it's been proven.
We learned that.
So... But apparently I can't see the difference between a ball and a red ball because...
everybody says that there was a red ball in that bag. They were all the same color.
Okay,
I read a bunch of stuff on that on Reddit. I've watched the episode a bunch of times. I've took screenshots for our podcast for that. If they're all the black balls. Unless there's one underneath that's red or whatever. I don't see a tint of red in there.
Cool. That makes me feel better.
So I'm with you on that one on color for once.
Because everyone keeps saying, in the flashback scene, Dolores is seen browsing library data where she reads the book on Hale.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I think she might have coded the consciousness of Hale onto the black ball and implanted it in the skeleton of Robot Hale. So, I mean, obviously that's a...
The one thing that I have seen that, and the one thing that I find confusing about that is in the trailer for this upcoming episode 3, she goes, remember who you were? No, this is who you need to pretend to be.
Remember who you are. Now let me show you who you need to pretend to be.
Now, if I was making a robot of you and I put you inside it, I wouldn't go, hey, remember when you used to be Nick? Now you gotta pretend to be Nick, okay?
It does seem very
That would be very stupid. You'd be like, hey, remember when you were Charlotte Hill? I killed you. I'm sorry about that, but I made you a new body.
This is also the same person that looks out and says, look at all this splendor.
It looks out and goes,
You headed out to set down some of this natural splendor?
and she goes, yes, Daddy.
Now, the one thing I did hear, this, I'm kind of going away from this for a second. Ford had a house.
Oh, yeah, I did find this a little bit interesting on the podcast.
So, and Arnold has a house. Ford's house was at Westworld. What
and
if...
they put like his dad in there, his mom in there, little him, his brother, his dog, all that stuff.
What if Arnold's house is actually in Future World?
What would be weird about that is, like, how is Future World if the real world looks like how it does now? Like, what is in Future World that makes it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't agree with that. I mean, it would make sense, but also,
Because
Ford's house isn't in Westworld. It's in a fucking location.
I guess it is in Westworld. It's just hidden in a side area. Because it's not like it's not like in Roswell or anything. It's in that area because they were walking in that kind of area. That's where isn't that where Stubbs kind of got kidnapped by all the Indians, season 1.
Yeah, maybe
It was in a similar-ish area.
I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't have like a map to be like, nope, it's right outside the lines.
I'm just assuming because like they always come up from those little elevators from where they work, and like they would always go up from that and go to the house.
But like the forge, and like that, I guess
that stuff is in Westworld because they went into a bunker.
So how come they're special and they get bunkers in Westworld?
Well, I think there is stuff like that probably in Roswell, but no one cares about what the workers are doing there.
I care.
You don't care about Bernard and Roswell.
I do. Not really, but should I keep reading this or no?
No, yeah, keep going. Although I do, because you're talking about reading the books, I saw there's a bunch of shit. I don't know what any of it means, and I don't know if the links don't work or if they never did. But the black book that's in the library, there's like certain codes on it. It takes you to like an IP address. Like there's like a lock site, and people found all these videos and all this shit. But it's basically like all this information on the Man in Black. But I don't think it actually works now, or it never worked. But I found it interesting that if you take the stuff off the book, it actually takes you to like a Delos website.
Oh, really?
So like I don't know if any of the other books do that, but I found that very interesting that the Man in Black. I'm assuming it was all black book.
Right. The empty chair in the boardroom belongs to Ciroc.
I have seen that too.
He is the head of the company, and it's possible that he knows the whole Hale being a robot thing. That's why he needs Maeve. Since it's possible for the existence of a simulation, I think the real world is a simulation, like the Matrix.
Yeah, I've seen that.
This is this guy's four theories. He said, being a huge fan of the show, here are my predictions for season 3 after watching episode 2. In the whole world of Dolores is a simulation, then Teddy is Caleb, and the character...
Oh, yeah, I saw that too, yeah.
The character traits match, thus making him a moral good standpoint of the story.
Which I do agree with that. It does seem similar, but I also think like if they make Teddy back in the show and all that, it kind of makes the end of season 2 pointless, right? It makes the whole Valley Beyond stuff not... Because, like, Maeve didn't get in there. That was her whole journey, get in there with her daughter.
Yeah.
Teddy got in there, so if they undo that, put Teddy and Aaron Paul, what's the point of all that?
I do find it interesting that Ciroc is going after it.
Yeah. And, like, does he want to destroy it? Because that's what the thing that I read was that he wants to destroy it to save humanity because, like, that's kind of like backup hosts. It's a backup army for Dolores if she needs or whatever, you know?
Except none of them are with her, really. Except, not even Teddy, for that matter.
Well, she could be like, hey, I'll suck... Oh, no, because if she sucked him out, they want to be in there. Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but... And he also doesn't know that. Or does he? Because he has Rehoboam Schmitty.
But he can't read what Dolores is thinking. And so...
No, so you assume it's a her, huh?
What did I say?
You said she can't read what Dolores is thinking.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I assume it's a little boy.
That's weird.
That's so weird.
Why would it be a little boy?
I just imagine it as like a child that's like really intelligent and predicting things.
I just see a fucking circle.
Well, apparently you see a circle with long hair. Is it blonde?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just like Dolores. The thing that... I started to say this, and then you interrupted me, and then we talked for 20 minutes. So I'm going to try and say it again since I just thought about it. So, I thought we figured out the disturbances.
Oh, we kind of did. We came to what we think is would possibly be happening with it. We're like, it doesn't read the hosts. It reads that like Bernard buys a sandwich from Subway, and then someone else goes to get that exact sandwich, and they're like, what the fuck? There's not a sandwich there. What's going on there? Because everything is so scripted that they're like, that's weird. Why isn't this happening there?
It's interesting that you use Subway as an example.
I thought that would be...
there's two examples in the show.
I thought that would be okay, Bernard takes a boat through the South China Sea to Westworld, and they're like, hey, this Asian guy is supposed to be still in the Philippines. What's going on there? I guess that makes more sense than bringing up Subway into this, but...
A little bit.
I thought bringing up something more relatable to people, like they all go to Subway, Bernard Turkish sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I have pictured it. It's like, there's a disturbance in London. And it's like, yeah, because she's there and she's fucking up shit.
Yeah, which I didn't see it as that until you brought that to my attention, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So
I thought, like, oh, it knows Bernard's in the South China Sea. Oh, it knows blah, 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 blah. It just can't read Dolores, and that made no sense to me. But then you made it clear.
So, but have you heard anyone else say that?
No, only you.
Okay, so I'm probably wrong then.
Most likely, yeah. But I like to believe you're right.
Okay.
My only problem with all this, like stuff being a simulation and the whole reveals is that, like when Maeve in the episode goes,
None of it is real.
like, none of it is real. So, like, if Bernarda is in a simulation, and he's going to get Stubbs, he's going after Maeve and blah, 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 all that, isn't it kind of pointless watching that? And I don't think they would make a pointless thing. So it almost makes me not even care about those theories a little bit.
Well, I mean, Maeve's stuff wasn't pointless, and she was in a simulation.
Well, yeah, because hers led to her getting to there. That's what I'm saying. So, like, what would Bernard going to get Stubbs and all that, if people are saying it's a simulation, what would that lead to?
Nothing.
Because like, they're saying it's like, but like, and then also, why would Dolores simulate him going after Stubbs, looking for Maeve? Then he's like, oh, I'm going to check if Dolores put a bad thing in me. Like, Why would she make him go through all that? And I know it's supposed to be what would he do, but it seems weird. I don't believe any of that. A lot of the simulation stuff for that.
Yeah, I don't. I read one thing that I think they were saying that the fight that you said was horrible. That it was almost
with stubs and all that.
It was almost done like that on purpose.
Because it's not real.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I just don't see it.
I don't know what the point of that would be, but yeah, I just think it was supposed to it was supposed to cut between them, and I think it was just kind of cut poorly.
Oh,
it's supposed to, because it kept going Bernard and doing his stuff, and then him fighting.
You mean doing it?
Yeah, so I think
it looked like Mom.
I think it's just edited slightly badly, where it was just the timing was a little weird. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. I just noticed because the first episode, the fight scenes were so cool that I was like, oh, these ones would be cool, and then they were just kind of generic.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
So my last theory, guy, you have more theories, right?
Yeah, I have one off the top of me noggin.
Wow, okay. So you remember the whole beta limbics stuff that came up in the first episode when they go to the guy and he's slapping his tongue and he's naked and all that stuff, and they say, oh, he's in a new beta limbics drug.
I do now that you said that, but when you first said it, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I didn't know any about this, and I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
But it's about the brain. Apparently, the limbic system is the portion of the brain that deals with emotions, memories, and arousal.
Okay.
So there's a whole theory out there. So since this guy is on a beta limbic drug, that he's taking that to feel like a human, and that majority of the people in the real world are robots, or now are robots, because they have had to have been real at some point. I feel with some of the people like Ford and Arnold and stuff like that. But now majority of them are robots. And they go to Westworld to feel or remember what being humans like, and they get those limbic drugs and all that. But now that's out in the real world. That's what the guy was taking. And so basically the theory is that no one in the real world is a human now. And majority of people are robots. And that's how Schmitty can control them that so well. Because they're and I don't know if they'd be human hybrids. They're all robots, what it is. But I found it interesting that they did call the drug that. And it is a thing that goes with memories, emotions, and all that, which Bernard and we've seen in the other house deal with all that stuff a lot. So there's something there. I don't know if it's this.
Taking a drug make you feel more human. You get naked and start slapping your tongue.
Well, because maybe he's a robot and he's too much human. And, when you're too much human, you slap your tongue.
When I start feeling human, I get naked and punch Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. I definitely think there's something to this drug being called that, possibly. I don't know if it's this theory, but this is the only thing I saw of that, and I found that very interesting that it's called that, and there is a thing of that in your brain.
It's probably too obvious, but to me, I just feel like Schmitty, as you call him, is just controlling humans. But it's not. It's not like he's actually controlling humans.
Well, he might, because remember they I don't remember what the line was in the episode, but Francis says "Oh, you're all plugged in, or you got your chip." Something like that to Aaron Paul, and he says, no, he's not in the system, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
So maybe some people do have a little chip, in the back of their neck, that's
Yeah, but I don't...
It's like iOS 15.
I don't think it's a simulation, and I don't think it's controlling them. I think it's almost...
But he says it's scripts, so it knows what people are going to do. So do you think it's
First of all,
you think it's just a very predictable...
Literally, the episode we just watched, they said it wasn't working.
But it is working. We saw it work in, say, Bernard's in the South China Sea. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Ooh-wee.
That's what we should do when we have a good one.
Oh, yeah. I gotta find that.
Next time on. So, then why does he say that if it's working? What the fuck does Maeve care if it's working or not?
Yeah, see, I don't know. That's what gets confusing to me.
I think it's not working. I think because it can't predict.
So you think it's lying to us in those transition shots where it's when
No.
It just so happens Dolores is in London and it says problem there, and Bernard happens to be in South.
If it was working, there wouldn't be a disturbance.
In the Force?
Yeah.
So, but if it was working, how would they stop Dolores and Bernard from doing their stuff?
I don't know.
So what you just said if it's working, they wouldn't show those. What do you mean then?
I mean, it.
I think it is.
It's supposed to show. It's supposed to predict everything and see.
I think he thinks it's not working, but it is. It's just robots that are going around doing shit. So
that cuts into your theory of everybody being robots.
Hey, I'm just reading Chappelle. I told you I don't think they're robots. I just
You're
find
reading
that
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I don't think it's the people being robots. I do think there will be something with those drugs though. But
There's definitely going to be something with those drugs because they showed them way too much in the first episode.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of these theories, I'm like, oh, there's little bits of it that I find interesting and could be a
I
possibility.
mean, we're in the second episode.
But the big thing, we didn't even start through time of Pleeka till like episode 4 last time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I can't wait to get back to Aaron Paul, and then I also want to see the Man in Black.
Yeah, I feel like we're not going to see a Man in Black till probably episode 4. Maybe like an uncredited scene in the next episode or something.
Why do you think that?
Because the next Dawn didn't show any of them, for one. But it looks like it's going to be like... we had a Dolores and Caleb episode. Then we had a Maeve and Bernard episode. So I think we'll have like a Charlotte Hill and then Dolores and Caleb episode again. And I think that'll either lead right into the Man in Black one or the next one will just be all about him.
I mean, Bernard was in both episodes.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But he wasn't like a major thing in the first one.
More than anybody else.
More than Maeve and all them, I guess. But... yeah, I don't know. I just got a feeling that we will, episode 4 then on we'll see him.
That's interesting.
It's my inner Schmitty predicting.
Wow, I think it could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't in the next episode.
Because I also think we're gonna get Charlotte Hill reveals and shit next episode. Yeah. So I'm like, I feel like it's a bit much. We're getting stuff about her, and it's like, oh, Man in Black's a robot. Now we're testing him.
Okay, so last week I said Clementine was in there, and then you made fun of me for 10 minutes.
I didn't make fun of you. I just proved you wrong and told you it could be her, but not for the reasons you're saying.
So, I read this, but I also thought this before the season started.
So, Clementine.
Bernard.
That doesn't make any sense. So, is the Bernard stuff and her stuff a different timeline? And if so, who's in her now? Because at the end of season 2, she's behind Dolores and goes, why'd you bring her back?
Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot about that, too. But the thing I read, so they said Bernard's in...
well, and also she blames it on Bernard.
Well, of course. But this is just the one I read. Mm-hmm. I think Bernard's in Charlotte Hill, which the only reason I kind of think that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bernard.
Is it the kid?
It's the kid.
The kid looks a lot like Charlie, which confuses me. Which, we don't know. I don't know if there's any... confirm or not, or any mention of Charlotte Hill had a kid.
No, it sure seems like she did.
But like, so it could just be, which is fucking creepy if that is just Charlotte Hill's kid.
But also, I mean, we know Dolores read Charlotte Hill's book, so she could be like, oh, Arnold had a kid. Bernard's just like Arnold. I'll put, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only thing about that is there's just a fucking Bernard. Mm-hmm. So my thinking, and also this is, someone said they put Teddy in Bernard, which doesn't make any sense because Teddy can't get it.
He would know it's one. He's not there, but two. I feel like wouldn't he know him Teddy, not Bernard?
But that's why, that's why Bernard's fixated on trying to stop Dolores because like Teddy was getting to that point. That's the thing I read. I just think it would be interesting if it was Bernard and Charlotte and then someone else in Bernard instead of Bernard. But I don't get any of that because you think
the way he was acting in episode 2, I feel like that cannot be the case at all.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially he plugged himself in and we saw memories of him and Dolores from season 1 and 2.
That's true too. I didn't think about that.
That'd be weird if like Teddy's in there and he's like, whoa, I don't remember doing this with her. That's weird.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the whole memory thing. That kind of takes out the fucking him being in Charlotte Hill.
Yeah, to me, the only person that makes sense is Peter Abernathy. To me, inside her,
and that's what everyone says too.
Yeah, we even got some comments about that also. But
yeah, what's that guy's name? Because he's commenting on a lot of our stuff.
I can pull it up if you just give me a second.
Is it Call Me Alfalfa?
Well, that's like ding, you got it right. If you knew, I'd maybe look it up. He says,
it took me a second.
Well, since I have it here, everything out there says Abernathy's in Charlotte Hill. Anybody who has seen Shat on TV podcast knows the actor who plays him introduces himself in the intro as the original Peter Abernathy. That was 2 years ago. Now, that may be the case where he was saying that and he was like talking about this season, but he is the original Peter Abernathy because there was a second one at the end of the first episode of Westworld.
Yeah. The guy took over him.
Yeah, and he doesn't say Natural Splendor anymore. He switches up the line. That's why I don't have a soundbite of that because it's stupid. This one's way better.
You headed out to set down some of this natural splendor?
And then she goes, gets a fly.
So I saw this as I was reading up shit. Would she spoon with her father like that?
I saw that picture too, and I thought, well, I've never spooned my dad, but Maybe if my dad was Peter Abernathy, I might.
That's why everyone thinks it's Teddy, is because of that fucking spooning.
Yeah. I saw a lot of stuff, like people that were like,
But maybe she's a
oh,
pirate.
there was a red ball. Is that to do the original testing, she puts William inside Charlotte Hale. That's what they're calling that. And she got like a young William or something and put him in there. I don't think it matters what age, but that's what people are saying. And,
yeah, really. Before he turned...
but like it wouldn't be before he turned into the Man in Black, because he was already turning into that, like around that point when they started doing that, like scanning the hats, which I would find interesting if it was him, but I still kind of don't like it being a human. I feel like it's more interesting if she did take one of the old hosts and put that in there instead of her creating a new ball and doing that, you know.
So,
but I mean, also I guess because we have seen those red balls, does it necessarily have to be red? Because like if she's just taking it from the forge, she's gonna be like, I don't have any red ones around here. Sorry, dude, you're growing into a gray ball. So like it could have. I guess if that is the case, it could have been anybody in that bag.
Yeah,
but I don't know if the humans have to be red. If you're special, maybe you get a blue ball.
So, do you think? I know everyone thinks there's multiple timelines. Do you think there's going to be multiple bodies with these hosts involved? Because it seems like it's going that way.
Like, what do you mean?
So, like, someone's in Hale. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's going to stay Hale.
Oh, like different people inside Hale?
Yeah. Well, different. I think the ball inside Hale is going to stay in Hale for right now, but I think it's going to go to someone else.
Maybe once she's done, it's like it's Hale for a bit. Say it is Peter Abernathy. He's Hale for a bit. Boom, now you're Liam Dempsey Jr.
Yeah.
Could be.
Because they've already did that the first episode.
Yeah. And
with whatever that guy's name is.
Which no one's talked about this year that I've seen, and I don't remember his name. I wrote it down on my first notes. I think it's like Marty or something.
I think it is Martin.
Martin, maybe? Yeah. Who do you think's in there? If Peter Abernathy or whoever is in Hale, who do you think is in him? Because it'd have to be another person in those balls. And that's where I start to really get confused, because I'm like, she doesn't have a whole lot of people on her side. Who's that guy? Like, who else would she grab, and who else would be like, all right, I guess I work for Dolores now, you know?
See, everyone goes, you just go straight to Teddy, because that guy was like, oh, are you okay?
Yeah, but he's in the cloud. So to me, I think Teddy's off the map. And until we know that they have access to that, Teddy's not an option.
Well, Dolores knows where that place is at.
She said she sent it to a place no one knows, but I'm sure she took a mental note.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think she knows?
She probably took a mental note.
But she closed her eyes and was like...
Yeah, and hit random.
Yeah. Wow.
Could be.
But I don't think... I mean, I don't think she wanted to be with Teddy anymore after he shot himself.
Yeah, she's like, I changed you too much. You're gross now.
Well, I didn't go that far. You got 5 balls. One's Bernard.
Yeah, one's Bernard. That's all I know of. One's Bernard.
One's in Hale.
Yeah, and one's in Marty.
So there's 2 more still.
Yeah.
And no one's even talking about those.
Yeah, I don't know who any of these people are. I can't, like, I'm trying to think back to, like, I wonder if I can look up a picture of what her army looked like in season 2.
There's a bunch of fucking guys with...
Like, it could be that guy. You know that guy that's in Call of Duty? I can't think of his name.
I don't know his name.
It could be him, because she had him working for him, too.
They said that in that podcast you don't like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then laughed about it because they thought that was stupid.
Well, it is stupid, but I feel like she has to have some, like...
Somebody.
Yeah. I'm looking at pictures.
All she has is Angela.
But Angela blew up. Angela would make sense. Well, that's kind of creepy.
Couldn't she go get an Angela out of the forge?
No, because they blew up where the hosts are. That's what their first thing was. They blew up so that way they were real. When Angela blew up, they blew up where all the hosts are.
Oh, you're right.
So I don't know, the cradle. They blew up the cradle with Angela. So was
there a cat in there?
Yeah, the cat in the cradle and the silver spoon. Blowing up the crater, sure you can't bring us back.
Wow.
You didn't hear her sing that?
Mm-mm.
I'm literally only seeing Angela and fucking Teddy and Clementine with her. And I don't think...
Clementine's there.
I don't think any of those people are in anybody.
Clementine has to be there.
Yeah, maybe Clementine. But she was also fucked up and on a horse.
So, you've been fucked up on a horse before?
It's true, but come on. Yeah, like I'm looking through all these pictures. And
you don't think Dolores could fix Clementine?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess if Maeve can hack herself out of a fucking simulation, anybody can do anything nowadays, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm looking... I don't see any new ideas in all this shit. So I have no idea.
I think
Do you think it could be all humans? And I know I don't like being humans, but like because she was in the forge, and the only balls she really had access to were Bernard's, or Bernard his head ball.
No, because we don't know what happened between.
Because like, do you think she went swimming and she was
She could have. So how much time passes before when she fucking kills Bernard, and then she's walking to the boat?
half the season? Because she kills. Oh no, kills Bernard, walks to the boat. Sorry, I was thinking when Bernard kills her.
Yeah.
Kills Bernard, walks to the boat is I don't know, probably I'd say a day at most.
Okay, so she could have picked up any ball that she wanted.
But all the balls are swimming. They're all in the ocean down there. And I think the SWAT team people are coming in, so I don't know if she could have.
But she's Charlotte Hale.
Yeah, but they're like, what the fuck is Charlotte Hale doing swimming out there?
And she'll just yell at him, tell him to fuck off.
And they were pulling all the bodies out, and they were putting them on the floor out there. So like,
Yeah,
would
so
they have
she-
noticed a couple people? Oh, they took their ball.
I don't think so.
Because like Mavis wasn't. Because if that's the case, she walked past Maeve. She could have took Maeve. That would have probably been helpful to
She
her.
doesn't want Maeve.
But it would have been helpful to get her out of the way.
Would you want Maeve?
No.
Well, there you go.
But I don't think that's likely that she went swimming. So what I was gonna like.
I would have taken Armistice.
Yeah, that'd be one to take. See, and the people that are like in the buildings, I think is more likely to take. And didn't Armistice? Did she? No, she died out there with everybody else too.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody died out there. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. If anybody has any idea, because clearly we don't.
I don't even care. Well, I do care who's in Hale, but I want to know who else is going to pop up.
Yeah, I cannot think of another character.
I do. The only other person I think that's going to be in someone, and I think she might even be in Hale, is Emily.
I like that theory. It's kind of weird.
She's in the forge.
Yeah, and Dolores is like, "Hey, you called me pretty when you were little."
Well, and she knew who she was because when she comes up on the Men in Black, she goes, "Yeah, I saw your daughter back there."
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I found her. Yeah, it's true.
That and
Well, she met her as a
and
young
Charlotte
kid.
Hale has a nicotine problem because every fucking thing
Well,
they show her.
She smoked in season 1, I believe.
That was Teresa.
Teresa's not the only character that smokes.
She's the only character that smokes.
No, I believe she smokes in season 1 also.
Oh, Emily smokes because we thought it
Yeah.
was fucking Teresa. when-
Anytime a woman smokes on the show and they're like this, you're like, oh, it's Teresa. Oh, they're in Charlotte Hale.
It could be Teresa.
That'd be crazy, but I don't think that's the case.
I don't know
either.
what Dolores would know anything about Teresa. That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
She saw her once or twice. You know what? One thing they said on that podcast that I found very interesting
Mhm.
is that Liam Dempsey Jr. has been to the park 17 times and has like the golden gunslinger award or something
I
like
didn't
that.
recognize Dolores.
And yeah, he's banging Dolores, the fucking like icon of that little town. Like every dude goes there, sees her drop a paint can, and they're like yes or no, and he's like a gunslinger, but he sees her and starts covering his eyes or something. I don't get that.
if it's as big as it is, I could see if he's only there once or twice not seeing her.
See, but where you enter into Westworld is literally where she drops her paint can. So I feel like you walk by with the psst, the flag, you know, the intro they always do, and
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean you have to walk up there and look at Dolores.
But you
He could have
think-
went
you
right.
think
He
in
could
the
have right in there and gone to Clementine and asked for a blowjob.
you think in the 17 times he went there, he didn't see her? It's like
no, I just
it's like
that's
walking
what I
into
was saying.
Walgreens and like the lady that says "Welcome to Walgreens," you didn't see her. You
Well,
walked in for
to
17.
be fair, you wouldn't pay any attention to that bitch.
You
Describe her. Exactly.
okay, maybe you got, but like if that was happening and then you're dating her and then stuff about Westworld
You're
comes
like,
up.
you know, I don't usually date 65-year-old ladies, but you look familiar. Is that what you were gonna say?
No.
You know, I mean, I agree that it's weird,
Mm-hmm.
but I think their excuse would be it's so big that he just hasn't come across her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she's the only Dolores? I'm sure there's other like hosts that drop a paint can and go, "Oh my."
Yeah, I mean she's been there forever.
I mean, wouldn't it get boring? It's you're back. Okay, you get there, you fucking rape Dolores, you fucking kill a bunch.
What
of
is with you? Everybody that comes to Westworld, you think he rapes Dolores?
They do. That's why she's mad. That's why season 2 is like it is, because they raped and killed her 100 times.
All right, well keep going. What were you
It's
saying?
called payback.
What were you saying?
What was I saying? Oh, don't you think there's some other fucking people there that'd be like, oh yeah.
But she's in the entrance of Westworld. In the entrance. You're walking in, she throws her paint can at you.
She doesn't throw.
And then she goes, hey, you want to accompany back to my parents' house and watch my dad and mom get killed?
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
That's like her whole, hey, you want to see that? And also,
That's a little
I
forward.
told you this too. She's kind of a bitch. She has this whole big thing about her dad. Never wants a peep about her mom that gets killed in the house. And then Rebus tells the other dude, yeah, no one's going to judge you. She's still warm.
She should have brought Rebus.
But why doesn't she? That'd be actually pretty cool. I'd be pretty down for him coming back.
He's funny in Saul.
Yeah, he's funny in everything. But like, why doesn't she mention her mom? I don't get it. We've been theorizing for 40 minutes about nothing.
Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see
Who's
that.
gonna watch this shit?
Not me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Her mom's not in the story. Fuck off.
But it just seems kind of weird that she loves host. She's down for host being real. Come with me, Teddy. Come with me, Daddy. Come with me, Bernard. Fuck you, Mom.
I don't think she's saying "fuck you, Mom."
Yeah, she left her mom's dead corpse in her living room. And
Well,
did
her
nothing-
dad was dead too.
Yeah, but she made a whole big deal about her dad being dead. And she's like, snapped back, oh, Daddy. And held his hand and all that. Talked about natural splendor in season 2, and then she realized he had code in his head.
Yeah, but that was after like they took him and
I
put
think
shit.
she's a little bitchy with all that. She doesn't love her mom.
How come she doesn't love her other dad? The other one, Daddy.
And he's at the park like, what the fuck, bitch? I raised you for like 3 days.
Oh, I don't know. I can't wait for the next episode though.
Yeah. Comes up pretty soon. A couple days.
Couple.
And then we could do a whole nother one of these about absolutely nothing.
Yeah. There's stuff there though. It's just we don't believe any of it yet.
Yeah. I'm a little...
We should get Hess on one of these and he can talk about fucking...
Well, we were going to go to his house, but then a fucking virus spread throughout the universe.
That's true.
I'm a little upset that I haven't come up with a theory myself yet. Once we start coming up with
You
them
have
our
a theory
own,
on yourself?
oh my god, I fucking hate.
How about that you're a dildo? That's a good theory.
What button do I?
You can't even find a button. You're so stupid.
No shit.
I don't know.
That's the wrong button.
No shit.
Anything else you want to talk about? Do you think?
None of it is real.
You go back to Angela on that one. If it's not real, or if you can't tell the difference, does it matter?
Yeah.
So where the fuck are we?
I don't know. There's a lot of these people are theorizing like the same shit on this, which I feel like it gets a little old. It's
Yeah.
like everyone wants to know who's in Shirley Hill, and everyone wants to say it's in a simulation. I can't wait until we get out of those conversations. And it's like, oh, can you believe Caleb's gonna do this and this and this and become this? That's why I think we do need different timelines eventually. I feel like that spreads to better theories. Like whether it was, oh, William might become the Man in Black, or there might be 2 Bernards, or you know what I mean, stuff like that.
I think there will be stuff like that. I just don't think it'll... I think they'll be different.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we get to that.
Here's what I think is going to happen. Do you want the next 6 episodes in my head?
Jesus Christ, okay.
Maeve's going to fucking come after Dolores. And they're going to fight. But somehow she's going to figure out that Dolores is right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to try to either take down Ciroc or Schmitty.
Mm-hmm. Or both.
Or both. But I don't know how much Maeve will be involved because she's usually like on her own kind of. Well, not on her own, but she's like
it will be weird because like it does seem like it's leading to this where they fight and then they team up. Her and Dolores and like Aaron Paul and Bernard and Stubbs all sharing scenes together will be fucking weird.
But I think Dolores is actually going to fight for humans.
I do too. I think that's going to be the big twist because like they've said that once this is all done, you'll realize since season 1, Dolores has had this plan and it all makes sense.
I think she's going to fight for humans, and I think Caleb's like going to win her over. I don't know if she necessarily thinks she's going to fight for humans yet. I think he's going to win her over.
Yeah, I think a little bit. I think she has...
Which is why I don't think he's a fucking host.
I think she has an idea what she wants to... Because I think she wants to stop her he-bomb and all that because like she got out of Westworld because it was all scripted. They didn't have any choice in what they're doing. And she gets to the real world, and then they figure out, oh, it's all scripted, and no one gets to choose what they're doing. So she wants to stop that too. And I think doing that, she'll realize, oh, I got to save the humans too. Because they're kind of...
It's only the assholes that came to Westworld that I have to kill.
Yeah, she realized, oh, Caleb and Marshawn Lynch are actually pretty nice people.
You think she'll like Marshawn Lynch?
Who wouldn't like him? He's got a cool little t-shirt on.
He's a Seahawk, though.
Yeah, just because they're on a sports team doesn't mean you can't like the person.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Someone's on a TV show.
He's not on there anymore, so I can kind of...
An actor's on a TV show you don't like. You don't go, fuck that guy. He's on a bad TV show.
I didn't hate him when he played for the Bills.
But did you hate him when he paid his bills?
What? You don't know he pays his bills.
It's true. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Jesus Christ. Please like, subscribe, comment down below any theories you have, or if you want to say, wow, you guys are stupid. None of those theories are true, and your opinions suck, comment that too. And we'll say, oh, that's kind of sucks.
Actually, they would have to say that those theories are true, and then our opinion sucks, because we don't believe the shit we said.
Some of it, yeah.
Oh, I believe that last part. Not the Caleb part.
I don't remember.
Probably not.
Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time for some more theory time. Also, if you want to see us break down the whole episode, go check out Random Ramblings. We did it on there.
Oh, and the Replicables is coming in a couple days.
That's true. We'll be watching Blair Witch 2.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Billy Jackson.
But the real Blair Witch 2, not the remake Blair Witch.
What?
There's Blair Witch, and then there's Blair Witch, and then in between there, there's
Does it
Blair
really
Witch 2.
matter? So here's the thing. Because we're quarantined,
Yeah.
theoretically. Well, you are.
Yeah.
We're just going to do one with us and Taylor.
Yeah.
And
until we can get to Hess safely.
And since Billy Jackson commented to do Blair Witch 2, I guess we're going to do Blair Witch 2.
Yeah. That'll be real fun. Well, I've never spooned my dad.